Hello everyone, welcome back to Rimworld. We are back at the Boreal forest where Duck is just recovering from a sad wander. As we can see, she's still sleeping, and if we look at her needs tab, we can see she has a catharsis and still low expectations. So that will keep her mood on the okay side at the moment. The major risk is now minor break risk, and in the meanwhile Doc is hauling some wood, chopping some wood, so we can actually plan some stuff later on in the episode. After chopping up the trees, it's time to chop up something else, namely some corpses. It'll give us some extra meat and some leathers we can use later on. And we're gonna make an extra stockpile to get rid of the tainted apparel. I think the tainted apparel, you cannot sell it. If you wear it, you get a mood debuff. So yeah, we don't want it. So best just leave it outside and let it rot. For this stockpile, we don't allow the clean. And for the main stockpile, we don't allow the tainted apparel. And this way we should have the right stuff in the right place. In the meanwhile, we have a trader. We have not much to buy. We have some stuff to sell, so we sell the last of our panoxycillin. And we're gonna expand our fridge. But of course, first we need another nap. And Doc can dream about her awesome cabin, which is getting bigger and bigger. Straight after her nap, Doc starts constructing the granite wall. As we can see, her construction skill went up quite a lot and the wall is being built quite fast. After the construction task, we still have some research to do. We're still researching electronics, and after that we also need air conditioning. This will keep our stuff cold in the summer. Once again, we received some gifts from our visitors. This time it's a tuck and it looks like a war mask. Over here I noticed they are actually going to the wrong stockpile. And I've checked the settings and I don't know why, but somehow the wrong box was ticked. Luckily that's an easy fix and we'll tick the right box and Doc can haul the stuff to the right stockpile. I've also decided to put the stone cutting bench inside, then we don't have the speed debuff and it'll operate at normal temperatures, at least once we get a fire started again. Plus it's now indoors. While Doc is going to continue researching, we're going to plan another part of the base. We're going to need another wall. This makes our door in a bad position, so we need to reposition the door as well. So we're going to place doors over here and we're going to place a wall in between. An easy way to do this is just copying the wall and then place it where you want it. I'm going to deconstruct the other stuff and this will keep Doc busy for a while again. While Doc is sleeping, we'll mark some more stuff for deconstruction, and as you can see, our freezer will expand from 6 to 16 spaces. This will give us more than enough room to get the harvest in and also get some additional meat. Like I said before, we're also going to replace the steel walls by granite walls. Steel walls can still catch fire and the granite walls won't catch fire, so we make our building a little bit more fireproof. And we need to think of a way to expand our stockpile. It's quite full at the moment, and in my head I'm already thinking, where can we put more space? In the future we also want an orbital beam for trading, so it needs to be quite a big space, and yeah, I'm not quite sure how to handle that. However, before we can make a plan, we are being raided again. They will prepare for a while and then attack. We only have one guy with a club. We have the bow still, so we should have the range advantage. It'll take some time before he gets here, so Doc can do some other stuff in the meanwhile, and she's actually going for a walk. So a little bit of relaxation, and after that she continues construction, making our freezer a little bit bigger and a little bit nicer as well. I'm going to place some normal walls here instead of smoothing them. One, it's faster, and two, I like the granite. So there's the message. The assault is starting, and we need to find a defensive position. I wanted to use the water to be in our advantage because they'll move a lot slower there. However, because the pawns use the smallest and shortest route, he actually got through the water faster than I anticipated, and he's a lot closer than I'd want. Also, after the last shot, Doc wasn't moving yet, so she got her first hit. Took quite a lot of health, but we're still alive and we can slightly outrun our opponent. So we'll do the hit and run tactic. Worked before, will work now. I'll skip the boring parts. Over here we get another hit. At the moment we have 2 bruises on both our arms, so the shooting accuracy will go down by this. As you can see, we're traveling quite the distance and we're still using the hit and run tactic to get away from our opponent. Over here you can see me fall for the same mistake again. We tried to escape, we tried to lure the enemy, but in the meanwhile the enemy is going for the vent. And this time he's not just hitting it, he's lighting a fire. This is not good. This is near our meat storage and we need to defeat him before we can put out the fire. So in the meanwhile the fire will grow bigger and I hope it won't burn the meat. Luckily we did replace the walls by granite and these walls are actually fireproof. If they were still steel walls, then our entire workshop would go up into flames because the fight is not over yet and we need to run. Every chance she has, Doc tries to get additional hits in, but her shooting is still not the greatest and we receive another hit. At the moment we have 4 injuries. Luckily we can down the enemy and the enemy drops 2 herbal medicine. And these herbal medicine we can obviously use to make ourselves a little bit healthier again. While the raccoon is feasting on the head of our opponent, Doc can use the herbal medicine and after that she will haul the body back to the freezer. The human body we will use to slaughter again. This will give us some extra meat and some extra leather. And the leather we might use to make some clothes or maybe even a nice armchair. As you can see, the fire only broke down the vent. The walls are still intact. That's because they're granite. The vent is steel, so it makes sense that that can burn as well. It's still minus 12 degrees outside, so the meat is still fine, even though the wall was gone. However, we are now in spring and the temperatures will go up. To be honest here, I don't see us getting to air conditioning in time. So probably parts of the meat stack will deteriorate. If the time comes, we can also make meals out of them. Meals will last us a little longer than the raw meat, but we'll see when that happens. Outdoors is still minus 10 degrees. We do see a major break risk again. That's mainly because he's also hungry and the intense pain of the fibrous mechignite is still there. However, we can do some raw cannibalism. It'll give us a plus 20 mood boost, which is good. And after that, Doc sleeps a little bit. For 1, she's tired, and for 2, she also needs to heal her wounds. I do want to try and focus a little bit more on the research. If we check the research tab, we're just past half of electricity. And yeah, we need to get that going. And I still think that is our main priority. Doc is going to tend to her fibrous mechanites again. And after that, she's out watching. Then it's back to researching, and besides researching, there's not a lot to do at this moment. She will have the occasional snack, does some more research, and then we'll go to bed. We can see the rest is doing her well. Once she's asleep, she's fully healed again, and she's back for another day tomorrow. This day is basically the same as the other one. After waking up, we're butchering the last bits of human remains, and we're going back to research. Doc will continue researching until the end of the day, and we can make some plans to make her life a little less miserable. You can see the 8 without a table debuffed, so we're going to make her a table, put a dining chair next to it so she can actually eat her meals in comfortable place, and we're also going to improve the bedroom a little bit, and we're going to make a marble dresser for this. We have plenty of marble chunks. We don't have any marble blocks just yet, so we're going to unsuspend this bill. I'm gonna increase the zone a little bit so we can place the extra marble blocks over here. After expanding the zone, nothing else happens, at least nothing of interest. So we'll fast forward to the next day where you can see Doc getting out of bed and of course starting out with a nice breakfast. We all know it's her favorite, it's human carpaccio. When she finished her meal, she starts out with the marble dresser. This will make her room a little bit better and also make the bed a little bit more comfortable. All in all, life is getting better for Doc. After that, of course, it's back to research. As you can see here in the needs tab, Doc is actually enjoying her research. She has a minor passion for her work. She has a spacious interior and the 8 without a table debuff is almost gone. Awful bedroom is still here and maybe we should try and smooth the floor a little bit more. Also, the slept in the cold we could just solve with the addition of a campfire. While Doc is asleep, we get a message, and the message says there has been a transport crash. So let's check it out. It could be a nice addition for our colony here, although I like to have another colonist somewhat later on in the game and not at this moment. And seeing the stats didn't really make me happy. Okay, the medical is good, the great memory is good. He's a misandrist, but especially the skilled labor and firefighting incapabilities, yeah, that's not doing it for me, so we'll just leave him here and we could eat him later on. So without hesitation, after waking up, Doc goes back to research, and as you may have noticed, we're at the 8th of April, which means we survived our first week of spring. We didn't finish the electricity research yet, but it should be done in the next episode. I hope you join me again. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.